Good evening. You're now with me, Lorenzo Isaac, for TVS Nightline. We begin with this story. The NCH, the Northern Coastal Highway linking Sarawak, Sabah and Brunei, is set to stand as a symbol of regional progress driven by the use of cutting-edge road engineering technology. Sarawak Premier Datuk Pendingin Tan Sri Abang Jari Tun Openg said the project's adoption of Highway Information Modelling, or HIM, technology marks a new era in infrastructure development and underscores Sarawak's push towards modern, tech-driven construction.
Modeling. Sebab ialah kita tu ada menggunakan HIM di Lembang tu dan di Lawas. Dan sudah tentu kita nangga topografinya. Kita tahulah Lembang tu banyak bukit. Dan dalam ekonomi baru ia berasaskan kepada kelestarian alam sekitar. Kalau mari mula juraya di bukit, potong bukit. Kini tu saya ada potong. Kita ngikut cara nyampun kontur ya. Dan kita ngikutlah cara kedak ni buminya. Bermakna caranya cara baru. Terpaksa mula bertiang. Kalau negeri dah maju, notoklah di tangga korang.
Speaking at the project's launch earlier today, Abang Johari said that HIM technology enables planning and construction to be carried out based on actual topographical data, including digital simulations of soil movement and structural stability. He also stresses that infrastructure development must be implemented sustainably without harming the natural environment.
Sebab ialah satu-satu tempat yang pertama kita si ngaco alam sekitar ialah Lembang dan Lawas. Walaupun harganya agak tinggi. Saya madah dengan sida, jangan kacau alam semula jadi. Kita gunakan cara baru. Kalaunya piling lah. Kalaunya bertiang-tiang lah. Dengan syarat tiangnya tahan. Piling mestinya masuk dalam. Kalau tidak, macam satu projek di Semunjan. Di situ juga, waterfront kita ya. Si masuk ke bawah, bergantung. Apabila bergantung, rubuhlahnya. Tapi kalau kita buatkan teknologi baru, kita pola piling yang kuat, dengan data, sebelum piling pun kita dah ada datanya.
The Northern Coastal Highway is a key Sarawak government initiative designed to link the state's coastal regions, stretching from Samarahan all the way to Lawas and connecting major areas, including MIRI, Limbang and Lawas. The Northern Coastal Highway, a project driven by advanced technology, sustainability and a focus on improving lives, stands to become a new symbol of Sarawak's growth. Abang Johari said the initiative marks a major leap in the state's road engineering, reflecting Sarawak's commitment to green and modern construction.
Kita mesti tahu kita nak pertahankan alam. Ia nama lestari. Kerana dalam dasar saya, GPS adalah pembangunan lestari. Dan kalau kita melimpas ya dengan keadaan alam bumi yang baik, maka ia akan memberikan satu kebaikan, pandangan yang baik kepada orang yang melihatnya.
He's confident that once completed, the highway will transform Limbang and Lawas into more developed regions with modern designs, world-class infrastructure and the potential to rival top tourist destinations in developed nations. A man was killed after the Proton Wira he was driving skidded and flipped into a drain along Jalan Singai Musi Bau earlier this morning. According to a statement from the Fire and Rescue Department, the incident was called in at about 7:40 a.m. Upon arrival, firefighters found the car overturned in a roadside drain with the male driver trapped inside. Rescue personnel managed to extricate the victim using a stretcher. However, medical officers from the Health Ministry pronounced him dead at the scene. The body was later handed over to the police for further investigation. The victim's identity has yet to be confirmed. Welcome back. In a heartwarming moment that captured national attention, His Royal Highness the Sultan of Pahang, Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah, and Her Royal Highness the Tengku Ampuan of Pahang, Tunku Azizah Aminah Maimunah Iskandaria, reunited with their adopted daughter, Miss Lynn Rowland, during their official visit to Sarawak. The reunion marked 2 years since their first meeting during the Kembara Kenali Borneo tour in 2023. Their Majesties met Miss Lynn and her family at Commons Cafe in Kuching, greeting them warmly and expressing joy at how much she had grown since their last encounter. The heartfelt moment, shared on the Kesultanan Pahang Facebook page, quickly drew an outpouring of praise from Malaysians, many of whom commended the royal couple for their kindness and humility. Miss Lynn, who hails from Bintulu, was born with congenital generalized hypertrichosis, a rare condition that causes excessive hair growth, commonly referred to as werewolf syndrome. Her story first touched Their Majesty's heart when they met her at Masjid Al-Falah in Bintulu last year. Deeply moved by her courage and cheerful nature, Her Royal Highness Tunku Azizah expressed a desire to adopt Miss Lynn and personally support her education and medical needs. Since then, Their Majesties have continued to care for Miss Lynn, ensuring she receives proper treatment and access to schooling. The Malaysian government is considering a possible ban on online gaming platforms Roblox and Umi amid growing concerns that such games may expose children to harmful content. The move follows a disturbing case in Johor, where a 6-year-old boy was critically injured after allegedly being attacked by his 9-year-old brother, reportedly after an argument over the game.
Kami memang berbincang mengenai perkara ini dan garis panduannya dari segi misalnya untuk kanak-kanak memegang handphone boleh, menggunakan handphone boleh, tapi tak boleh menggunakan smartphone. Begitu juga dengan game-game tertentu. Itu masih lagi dalam proses untuk ditentukan, ya, bukan semudah itu. Tetapi memang ada pandangan mengenai untuk mengenakan penalti kepada yang mengeluarkan what do you call that? Umur, tapi satu the provider, the platform provider itu, perlu diambil tindakan. Kalau you have to tackle daripada source. Namun begitu ianya belum dimuktamadkan, ya.
Nancy said any decision will take into account Malaysia's local values and cultural norms, stressing that child safety and psychological well-being must remain a national priority. Meanwhile, regulators in Australia are also moving to restrict Roblox for users under 16 amid growing concerns over inappropriate content and unsafe online interactions. Nancy said Malaysia will closely study the outcome of Australia's policy before deciding whether to enforce similar measures. On to world news. Chinese leader Xi Jinping today met South Korean counterpart Lee Jae-myung after taking center stage at an Asian summit in the wake of US leader Donald Trump's departure. The talks on the sideline of the APEC gathering came on the final day of Xi's first trip to South Korea in over a decade, and a day after his meeting with Canada's premier that was a reset of the nation's damaged ties. Trump had flown to South Korea for the summit but promptly jetted home Thursday after sealing a trade war pause with Xi, with the two agreeing to dial down a dispute that has roiled markets and disrupted global supply chains. Trump's departure left the Chinese leader to take center stage at the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit, where he has framed Beijing as a counterweight to an American-led international order. The Chinese leader has used this summit to rekindle old ties with nations frozen by Beijing for years. On Friday, Xi met with Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney on the sidelines of the event, the first formal talks between the two countries' leaders since 2017. Xi also sat down with Japan's Premier Sanae Takaichi for the first time since she was appointed in October. The leaders agreed to deepen cooperation on AI, as well as issues like low birth rates, population aging, and urbanization. The Chinese leader then turned his attention to the South Korean president in what is their first sit-down meeting since Lee's election in June.
中方将同各方一道，着力推进亚太自由贸易区互联互通、数字经济、人工智能等务实合作，为亚太发展注入更大活力和动力，更多造福亚太人民。
Xi also said next year APEC meeting will take place in the southern Chinese city of Shenzhen. Israel's military said that the 3 bodies it received from Gaza via the Red Cross the previous night were not hostages held in the Palestinian territory. According to them, a forensic analysis revealed the bodies were not those of any of the 11 deceased captives still to be handed over as part of a U.S. brokered ceasefire deal. Among the 17 bodies already returned since the start of the ceasefire are 15 Israelis, 1 Thai and 1 Nepalese national. After the start of the truce on October 10, Hamas returned the 20 surviving hostages still in its custody and began the process of returning the bodies of the dead captives. Israel accuses Hamas of reneging on the deal by not returning them quickly enough, but the Palestinian group said it will take time to locate remains buried in Gaza's ruins. Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Lorenzo Isaac. Thank you for watching and have a good night.